Welcome back to the channel. It's been a long time and I am sorry about that. Not good enough. I'll probably take this glove off, but yeah, I've been playing a lot of tournaments and, you know, I suppose I am a professional golfer before I'm a YouTube golfer. So had to get the priorities in line and work on the game a little bit. Had a decent start to the season, but we'll save that for other videos because I got some time off now to make a lot more content, hopefully. And do some of the behind the scenes stuff, but also do some tips and advice videos. This one today is going to be a tips video. It's going to be about shot shaping, particularly with irons, but you can use it for anything. You can use it for the driver and tee shots as well. But yeah, basically I see with a lot of amateurs that I feel that they complicate things too much or expect too much of themselves maybe with the shot shaping, and they're trying to sort of manipulate the golf swing too much and get like timing right and release the club differently to hit a draw or a fade. And those things are so difficult to do. And when you consider that us pros, we're not trying to do that generally, you know, it should be inverted if anything. Like we should be making it more complicated and amateurs should be keeping it simple. So I'm trying to give you guys some tips on how to simplify shot shaping for yourself. It's a very simple sort of solution that you can fall back on each time. It doesn't change too much. You get to swing the club the same every time. And it's much easier to tweak little things and hopefully make you a lot more accurate and precise out there on the golf course. So I hope you enjoy and I hope it makes you play better golf. Right, so here we are at the lovely Brisdeau range. I'm at the back here on the grass, which is always nice. Nice that they let me do my practice around here. I just prefer hitting it off grass, you know, like hitting it off those rock hard mats the whole time. Not only does it, you know, bend your golf clubs the wrong way, but it can't be good for your wrist, can it? Like hitting down on that, it can't be. Anyway, I digress. I'm here to talk to you about shot shaping. And basically I just boil it down into two simple categories for me. I got my ball position and I got my body alignment. You know, I see a lot of amateurs who will try and change their swing or even like the release pattern. It'll be like, oh, like I'll hit it extra hard. I'll like release my hands more at the bottom. And I just think that those things are really difficult. Oh, big bug. He's trying to attack me, but we're okay. Yeah, he's run off, scared. But yeah, I feel like those things are really quite complicated and difficult to rely on when you're on the course. Whereas the sort of method that I use, I find is really good for calming me down and making me feel like I have more time with my swing and I've done more work beforehand. So what I break it down into, first of all, I'm going to take some down the line videos and just show you the body alignment. And then I'll go face on and we'll show you what the ball position changes can do. I've got a 7-iron here. I'm going to hit 3 shots with each. I'm going to try and hit a straight or like quite neutral shot. One that's more of a draw bias and one that's more of a fade bias. And I'll show you how we can adjust these things, depending also on the situation a little bit. So first one, I'm just going to go for a standard normal shot. Just a normal setup. Just set up how you normally set up. Obviously, this doesn't have to be for a straight shot. This is your stock shot, and then what we do with the changes in alignment and ball position is just nudge things a little bit more to suit the shot that we're trying to hit. So for me it should be relatively neutral, maybe a little bit of a draw. I'm just going to line up and I'm trying to keep my feet, hips and shoulders pretty much lined up straight along this line. Hopefully you can see a little bit with these range markers, and we're just going to hit a normal shot. It went very straight. That's gone well for the purpose of what we're doing right here. So now I'll try and show you what I would do for a little draw. Set up normal, and what I'll do is I'll just close things off a little bit. So my right foot is going to go in front. If you're a right-hander, your left foot's going to go in front. You're going to close things off. Hips and shoulders as well. And then the club face obviously is going to aim a little bit left as well now, somewhere in between where my feet and where the end target is going to be. And then I'm just going to try and put the same swing on it and we're going to watch the ball just magically do it. That worked really well. Okay, so that was a good version for the draw. I find it more comfortable to do that with the draw. We're going to do it with the fade now as well. It's the same principle. I find that I probably feel like I have to work a bit harder to make this ball fade now. So sometimes I might just add a little bit more of a feel like I swing right a little bit more than what the line of my body is, just to try and favor things a little bit more. So we'll line up straight again. We'll open things up this time. And then I'm just going to swing along the line of the body. Little fade, not much of a fade, but you see how we can just adjust things. And I've changed the ball flight a lot there, but I've put 3 very similar swings on it. When I'm over the ball, I didn't have to think too much. So it just keeps things nice and simple. Right, now I'm going to show you how I change ball position and use that to also help just nudge the shot shape in the direction that I want it to be in. Basically, the point with the ball position is that obviously the golf swing has a natural arc on it. So here it's like inside the ball, coming inside, inside, inside. And when you've gone past that midpoint, you start to go the other way. So you've got in to out from here, in to out from here, neutral, out to in. So if I catch the ball more back here, naturally I will create more of a draw path on that ball, and the opposite is true in the other way. So what I would do in a normal situation, this would be my normal position. I'll just move it back a little bit, and now I'm going to catch it a bit more there and encourage the left to right ball shape. Obviously you can't see a tracer here, so you're going to have to take my word for it. I particularly like that one for the draw because it feels a bit more like you can kind of hit out with it and get a good solid cover on the ball. When it comes to the fade, obviously we want to do the opposite. So we want that ball to be coming on the other side of that arc. So I need the ball to be a bit further forward than where the perfect sort of low point is. So we'll go a little bit further forward. When I'm hitting a fade, because I said earlier I struggle, this one's a little bit less simple for me, then I would probably add in the body alignment as well. But I'm not going to overthink it. I've changed the ball position. I've made the physics of the swing do the work for me. There you go. Works a treat. It's such a simple way to do things. And I think that the biggest thing that I learned when I sort of started working with this form of shot shaping instead was that it gave me such a better sense of confidence before I was going to pull the trigger and hit the shot, because I've done the work beforehand. You know, I'm not here behind the ball thinking, right, I'm going to release it more down here, or I've got to be really slow in the transition or do something in the swing, because the swing happens so quickly that relying on timing in that situation is difficult at the best of times. It's difficult on the range, let alone on the course, and then when you get a bit of stress involved as well. Whereas doing it like this, there's a certain sense of relief to be like, okay, so wait, I just do the same swing that I always do. Well, I know how to do that. We do that all the time. That's what I'm always trying to do. So I really enjoy this way of looking at shot shaping and using it to help you get around the course. You know, the best times to use it are probably when you maybe want to avoid hitting it down one particular side, or maybe there's trouble right and you want to be able to aim further left. Well, then how can you aim further left but change your ball position or your body alignment and allow yourself a bit more of a buffer to bring it back and feel more comfortable about where you're aiming? These sorts of things are a great way to put it in play. And yeah, hopefully that's helped a little bit. You know, as I say, I'm not a PGA pro, but I try to give some advice from what I see from amateurs in pro-ams or just playing with people at your local club, and things that I learn from other pros that I play with. So hopefully this is of some use to you, and it can help improve your game.